everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Jefferson College Spotlight. We're here in the JCTV studios as we always talk about information that's not only important to you, but also, of course, important to Jefferson College. Today, as we talk about many of the interesting new healthcare career programs that Jefferson College has created over the course of the last year. Another new one that's just about to come into fruition here very soon, hopefully, is the new Radiologic Technology program. And my guest today here on the Jefferson College Spotlight is the Radiologic Technology Program Director, Stuart Frew. Hi, Stuart. Welcome to the Jefferson College Spotlight. How are
Roger.
you?
Doing well, doing well. Thanks for having me.
Well, as we've done over the course of several programs, we've talked about respiratory therapy and occupational therapy and physical therapy. Yours seems to be the newest in a long line of programs that Jefferson Colleges are beginning in terms of these great healthcare areas. And so one of the first questions I always ask, just because of my knowledge, but I'm sure others out there, is to give us a little bit of a taste in terms of what the field, particularly of radiologic technology, involves and what kind of work we see radiologic technologists perform.
Oh, it's not an easy question to answer. There's so much that a radiologic technologist actually does during a normal work day. Most people would think, oh, I just take x-rays of bones.
Sure.
And that is a very large portion of what a radiologic technologist does, but there's more to it. They're going to be working with computer systems that are way more advanced than what most people would normally think of working with. The technology is huge and changing on an everyday basis. And then there's a major portion of our job, which is patient care, and dealing with the patients and working with the patients and making sure that they're getting the highest care possible. So taking imaging or taking images or creating images for radiologists so that they can diagnose what the pathologies are on those films. We have to give them high quality images, but then we're also going to be working with those patients, instructing them on what to do, comforting them, and then taking care of them within the department, operating room, in their room, wherever it might be.
When you speak about that, where do you normally find them? Is it predominantly hospital settings, or are there a number of other locations that the field encompasses?
There's a number of places that a radiologic technologist can work. Primarily it is hospitals. They can work in an emergency room, on what is called a general diagnostic imaging floor. There's specialty floors, interventional floors. There's the operating rooms, all within the hospital. Outside of the hospital, there's imaging clinics. We have plenty in the greater St. Louis area. And then you can get even more specialized than that and get into different areas such as veterinarian clinics. Certain states have state licensure laws, which means anyone that's going to work with ionizing radiation equipment has to have a license, which means they have to be a registered radiographer. If you have a veterinarian's clinic, the veterinarian it's within his scope of practice to do x-rays. But if it's in Illinois, which is you have to be a registered radiographer. If he wants to have somebody else do that, he has to hire a registered radiographer. We won't teach you how to x-ray animals. That's not what we're doing
we're
here.
All about humans, I suppose.
Right, it's all about humans, but that is another opportunity. But imaging clinics are a big one, and then the hospitals are the primary.
Oh, terrific. Mm-hmm. Well, obviously you've got on your lab coat today. You look very, very official. I compliment you on that. Talk a little bit about your background. You're a program director here, and so what are some of the things that you bring specifically to Jefferson College in creating a brand new program from scratch?
It's been an interesting process, to say the least. My background is I trained at the Mallinckrodt Institute of Radiology with Washington University and Barnes-Jewish Hospital. From there I worked interventional radiology, neuroradiology. We specialized in basically brain surgery every day. While I did that, I finished my graduate degree and then moved on to State Fair Community College as a clinical coordinator. Worked with more rural facilities. It was quite the culture shock from big Barnes-Jewish to very small facilities. And then from State Fair Community College, I've come here as the program director. So with that being said, in creation of this program, my background has the urban, huge facility and my education within that facility, and then also educating students for the past 7 years in a rural community. Bring that all to Jefferson College, which is in a rural area, but also services the metropolitan area as well. And I'm combining the best from both of those programs and then what else I've seen across the nation. And then just creating this newer type of program here in St. Louis that nobody else has ever seen before. That's going to be, it's going to work very, very well. It's going to be different than what exists here now, but it's going to produce x-ray technologists at a level that St. Louis has never seen.
Cool. And it sounds like, as you mentioned, you're well-rounded in terms of big city experience, rural experience,
Right.
teaching experience, now being able to put together a program. All of those are very key components in terms
Right.
of getting a program up and running from scratch.
Right, and the biggest part of that is working your way through the accreditation process. The JRCERT is the accrediting body for X-ray programs, and understanding how that process works and the rules and policies that you have to follow, which I understand very, very well, is making this process go pretty darn smooth, to say the least. So, yeah.
Well, in addition to yourself, you're in the process of hiring faculty and staff members.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the individuals that you've got on staff thus far in terms of who will be teaching the program, and a little bit about themselves as well.
First, we have a clinical coordinator named Janet Akers. She is from the area. She worked at Jefferson Regional Hospital in Festus, Missouri. We're lucky to have her. We stole her from Jefferson Regional, and they're sad to see her go, but boy, it's a benefit to us. She's a very hard worker. She'll be teaching most of the positioning courses that go along with clinicals, and then also be working with the students out at the clinical sites as well. We also have hired a full-time faculty member. Her name is Love Law. She comes to us from Georgia, wealth of knowledge. Working on her master's degree. She should be done right after the program starts, and she'll be teaching most of the core courses that involve physics or exposures, those I don't know how you put it, courses that are a little bit more technical rather than positioning.
Now, with that, let's talk a little bit about in terms of where the program will be based. You mentioned clinical facilities as well, and as well, what length of time, being a community college, how long will students put into the program in terms of earning that certification or degree?
Right. The program will start in August of 2014, and it's a 2-year program. So the students that start in 2013, the fall of 2013, will graduate in May of 2015.
I see.
The clinical sites, we're in the process of acquiring clinical sites right now. We have a list of them that I could go through right now, but I'm going to wait to that until we have a better or a full list of what we're going for. I can tell you that we're working towards 20 clinical sites, and we're more than halfway there.
Oh, great.
Which is great, and we have one of the major networks in the greater St. Louis area that's signed on with us. So we're moving right along. We're in the process of getting that application process with the accrediting body done, and as soon as that goes through, I'll be able to start saying, yes, these are the clinical sites we're using.
Great.
But
now, as you mentioned that, the program starts fall of 2013.
Yes.
I would assume you're presently in the process of beginning to look at applicants or accept applicants. What is that process like right now in terms of someone who's watching this and say, oh, I want to get in on the ground level and something like that? Where do they fit in terms of that process?
Well, we're trying to make it as easy as possible for prospective students to get into the program or figure out information about the program. And the first place that I would recommend any student start is on the website. We do have a web page for the Radiologic Technology program. If the student goes to that page, they'll get an opportunity to download the application packet, which has a wealth of information in it. It's filled with everything they're going to need to know: how the application process works, the grading scale for the workshop that we're going to do, when the deadline is, which is February 15th of this year, this next month.
So February of 2013 to begin in the fall of 2014.
You got it. And with that being said, there's prerequisites for this program that have to be completed by the end of this semester, this spring semester of 2013. Those are all within that application packet as well. A list of policies and procedures are in there. Like I said, the application process itself. Because we are being funded by a grant called MoHealth Wins for the startup of this program, salaries for the faculty, equipment being brought in, so on and so forth, there's an extra step to that now, which is that the prospective students have to go to the Missouri Career Centers or here on campus to Laura Klaus's office specifically to fill out an application form for eligibility for the MoHealth Wins grant.
And all of that information, again, is
on the website.
And that's jeffco.edu.
You got it.
Great.
There's a step-by-step worksheet for the student to go through and make sure that they can meet all the minimum standards for the program and make sure that they get each step done so that there's no problem. It seems like a lot when you first look at it, but the reason it looks like a lot is because there's just a lot of information to help the student work their way through it.
Well, as you mentioned that, MoHealth Wins, and there have been a number of programs that we've talked about here in the Jefferson College Spotlight, has the benefit, as I understand it, of being able to offer qualified students, eligible students, free tuition initially.
Yes.
And talk a little bit about the excitement of that and how that process works in addition to the things you've already mentioned in terms of MoHealth Wins.
It is exactly what you said. It's free tuition and lab fees are covered underneath the grant. So a student that qualifies for the program to come through in this first cohort starting in 2013 will not have to pay for tuition for the program for programmatic courses only, not the prerequisites, the programmatic courses, the X-ray courses.
Gotcha.
They will not have to pay for, and then the lab fees that go along with any of those courses.
That's terrific.
Yeah, it chops the price down quite a
very
bit.
Enticing.
Right. All of that's within the application packet as well when it comes to pricing, how much it's going to cost to go through the program, and then additional expenses. We've tried to put in as much as we can to help inform prospective students so that they can be successful all the way through the program, not get halfway through and realize, oops, I didn't prepare enough financially for it. But yeah, when somebody looks at the application packet for the first cohort, take out the tuition and the lab fees and it'll make you smile.
It's quite a bargain, I can imagine.
Yes.
This has got to be exciting for you. You know, here you are, a guy coming in with literally a blank slate, building a new program, looking at hiring individuals to teach the program, watching new equipment being delivered, watch facilities being built. What is it like for you in terms of what you're putting together for these students? Is what is really going to become a state-of-the-art program. What is it like for you to kind of watch this unfold and kind of see all this developing before your very eyes?
Oh, it's spectacular. Right now they're in the construction phase of putting the X-ray rooms and classroom and fluoroscopy rooms together. So it's a little noisy in my office area right now, but it's exciting to watch every day. You can start seeing the walls go up, the doors come in, so on and so forth. The equipment will be coming in eventually. That was part of the draw for me coming in, was I have the opportunity to create something from scratch. I don't have to inherit another program and try to work my vision into that program. My vision is creating this program, which is exciting. And you know, to quote some of the veteran educators that I talked to prior to taking this position, they said, "Stuart, you're a young man, you'll be just fine. At my age, there's no way I'd take this one on." There's so many moving pieces to it, it's unbelievable. But with that being said, Jefferson College has provided me with so many resources and so many other professionals to help me through this process that they're making it a lot easier than I was hoping it would be, which is a pleasant surprise for me.
As we record this program, of course, for Jefferson College, there's another unique portion of the program is the fact that we at Jefferson are doing the program, starting the program cooperatively with St. Charles Community College. Talk a little bit about how that arrangement is unique and how the program will work with kind of two halves of one equation.
With St. Charles Community College, because of the MoHealth Wins grant, we are going to create a union between the two colleges. To start a new X-ray program is expensive, to say the least. You're looking at quite a bit of money, hundreds of thousands of dollars, whether it's equipment, salaries, so on and so forth. Every school can't afford to do that. Every school would like to have an X-ray program, but they just can't afford it. So St. Charles Community College and Jefferson College are going to work together where we're going to allow their students to enter our program, go through our X-ray courses, and then St. Charles Community College will be able to award a degree to those students from St. Charles Community College. So we'll be able to help service their students in their service area with the equipment that we have on campus here.
So you really have, if I understand what you're saying, right, really two entry points. An entry point for an individual who could apply for the program through the Jefferson College side.
Yes.
Or if you live in the greater St. Louis area or St. Charles area, could come through the St. Charles side of the program.
Yes.
Instruction, I assume, is identical.
Yes.
You know, in the end, both sides of those schools will have the same equipment to learn on, same things being taught, same clinical sites to work toward their ultimate goal of being certified.
Yes. Yeah, exactly what you said. That's exactly correct. We will have the opportunity to have students from both areas come in, and there will be no difference or change in the time that they're coming to the program or what they're learning within the program or the equipment that they're working on. Everything will be the same for both sets of students that are coming into one cohort here at the college.
Great. Mm-hmm. When you again talk about that application process, we mentioned the fact that the deadline is February the 15th for the class that begins in the fall of 2013. again, you mentioned the Jefferson College website. What do folks need to do at this point in terms of making sure that all of those steps and prerequisites and requirements are being met so that they can hopefully be considered for the new program?
They would need to contact the college. They can go to our student services area. There's the ARC. Stacy Wilson is one of the contacts up there that can help them work their way through the process. The first part, though, the first step is to download the application packet,
So
which has that map.
Jeffco.edu is really where you
really want to start.
Okay.
But if you need to talk to somebody physically, Stacy's a great spot, and then Laura Klaus, whose phone number is on the very front page of that application packet, is your first contact in, and she can help you work your way through the process.
Very good. Just a few remaining thoughts here this afternoon. As we most often say, and I talk to folks in the healthcare field, it seems like there are not only good job opportunities out there, there are lucrative job opportunities out there. So talk a little bit, Stuart, if you will, in terms of the student that comes to Jefferson or St. Charles Community College, goes through the radiologic technology program and is now ready to go into the work field. What kinds of jobs are they looking at, and more specifically, what kinds of salaries are they hoping to achieve as well?
Salary-wise, there's a governing body for the Radiologic Technology Sciences, the American Society of Radiologic Technologists, that do a salary survey every, I think it's 3 to 4 years, and their average salary for the state of Missouri is around $48,000, $49,000 a year, and nationwide is at about $54,000 a year for a starting entry-level radiographer.
And again, that's a 2-year degree.
That's a two-year degree. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So you're going to come out of school after 2 years and be making a very good salary and have a very secure job. It's a healthcare job, which is increasing the statistics we found through many different organizations, national and federal organizations, is showing that radiologic technology is still a growing field and growing at a pace quicker than most fields in America. So it's a lucrative business or a lucrative career to get into financially. Once again, where can they work? Hospitals. What types of shifts can you work? All kinds of different shifts. You could work a day shift, you could work an evening shift, you could work a midnight shift. There's PRN positions open, which means you work as needed, and there's maybe not insurances included with those PRN positions, but usually the hourly rate is a lot higher. There's weekend option positions open, which you would work maybe a double on Friday, a double on Saturday, and they'd pay you for 40 and you're off the rest of the week. There's so many different opportunities out there, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine for me, someone not being excited about the possibility of yours and other programs that we've mentioned here. Again, occupational therapy, respiratory therapy, physical therapy, just so many great opportunities for someone who's willing to apply themselves, work hard, but yet on the back end, the rewards are very, very good.
Very nice, and that brings up a good point, the working hard. As I advise students that are interested in the program, I like to tell them that we're going to suck the social life right out of you. For a couple of years, you're not really going to have one. And I tell them that for a couple of reasons. I want to make sure that they understand that they do need to be prepared for the amount of work that's coming to them. Our classes are going to last upwards of 8 hours a day. 5 days a week. You'll either be in class all day or you'll be in clinicals all day. So it's a 40-hour-a-week job essentially that you'll be doing here. After that, you get to go home and then study for upwards of 2 hours a night. So yes, we're condensing into that 2-year program to get you trained and ready to go, but you're going to have to put in the work to get here and do it.
So you will learn it.
Oh, you will learn it.
You won't be given carte blanche, but you will learn it.
We have to make sure that we're providing registered, you'll take your registry post-graduation, but qualified individuals that are competent in what they're doing. I'm not comfortable sending somebody out to take care of my family members or anybody else's family members if they are not competent in what they're doing.
You're absolutely right. Right. Who would want it any other way?
Right.
In a medical professional setting, you absolutely want as stringent and as tough of a requirement for those who deal with your loved ones as possible. So couldn't agree anymore.
Right, and we're going to raise the bar here at Jefferson, make sure that bar's set nice and high, but within reason, so that our graduates are those competent graduates that can go out and compete in this job market.
Now, when they do complete the program, Stuart, are they radiological technologists, or do they have a degree and they need to take a state examination?
There is a national examination that they'll sit down for. The ARRT, the American Registry of Radiologic Technologists, provides it. It's a voluntary examination that students can take, but it's recommended that all do. It'll be hard to get a job if you don't have your national license. Once they've graduated, they'll have the opportunity to sit for that exam. And once passing that exam, they can go out and start looking for work. So the ultimate goal is to get your R, your credential, so that you can start going out for work. Beyond the R is other credentials that can be pursued, whether it's CT, MRI, sonography, radiation therapy, nuclear medicine, quality management. Those are all extra modalities that a student after graduation can go into. We don't train specifically into those, but we open the door into all of those.
That's a great first step.
By coming into this program, you've opened the door to so many other career paths. It's unbelievable. Education, management, sales, like I said, CT, MRI, radiation therapy, nuclear medicine. The list goes on and on and on of once you finish here, if you decide that you want to go on for more, you can do that. Some of those fields, you'll have to go back to school. Radiation therapy, you'll need a bachelor's degree. Nuclear medicine, a bachelor's degree. Some of those you can cross-train into at the facility you work at, possibly. CT, MRI, mammography. You can cross-train, not have to go back to school, but then go and sit for your national registry, get your registry, and then you're off and running in that career field as well.
Right.
Yep.
For a final thought this afternoon, again, I don't think we can say this enough, where does an individual need to go in terms of more detailed information? How do they get to that application packet? Time is of the essence.
Yes.
February 15th is just around the corner. So what does a prospective student need to do at this point?
Go to the website. That's the big point of entry, is to hit the website, download that application packet, read through it in total, and start following the instructions. If you need to talk to somebody, feel free to contact Laura Klaus. Her number is right on the front page of that application packet. Okay. You can contact her and she can help you work your way through that application process.
Stuart, we're out of time today. Thank you so much.
Not a problem. Thank you.
Congratulations to you. Best wishes. I know you're hitting it hard. You know, all of these are exciting times for us at Jefferson, and I can't imagine the feeling of our students when they walk down those halls for the very first time and begin to train. And so very exciting for the entire community, really.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, again, there you have it, some terrific information about a very well-paying, a very job-filled area in terms of radiologic technology here. And the key for you to start, again, that deadline is February the 15th for the first class that will begin in fall of 2013. And as Stuart said here today, the information is available on the Jefferson College website. Simply go to www.jeffco.edu. Then there's a link on the left-hand side that's Career and Technical Education. And once you get to that page, you'll find the Radiologic Technology Program link and all of the information that Stuart spoke about today. Well, this has been another edition of the Jefferson College Spotlight. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you here next time right here on JCTV.